All right. What's going on, everyone? Justin again. As always, thanks for watching my channel. Welcome back. Happy Father's Day. Little third video for you guys for the day. Kind of chillaxing, enjoying my Father's Day. Was cleaning up some tools and stuff, and was like, you know what? Let me take some comments into consideration here about this mobile mechanic thing. You know, I've really kind of been avoiding it for a little while, just because there's a lot of ins and outs that kind of go hand in hand with it. But what kind of work could I possibly do today, mobile mechanically speaking, if I was to do it? Okay, well, we're short on a couple of things, nothing too major. Jack stands would be beneficial, so I'd have to get that. I do have this small Pittsburgh jack, and for small cars, that'll work out just fine. Pickup trucks, that might be a little bit more challenging really than anything else. The 243 piece gear wrench mechanic set, right? I've got the standard length ratchets, which are fine. I wish that I had some more leverage. I know I could take probably a piece of pipe or something like that and stick it on the end here. But great quality ratchets, great quality socket and extension set. Comes with all the metric and SAE Allens that I would need to at least do brakes, even on European vehicles and stuff like that. If I was to do brakes, some brake tools that I think that would be beneficial, looking around here, sorry. These retractor piston tools that we talked about, obviously those would be beneficial. I think I have the rewind kit somewhere back there. A punch and chisel set. Now I do like having a holder, less vibration in the hand, but not necessary. It's one of those things that I like. Because we lack cordless and air tools, I think for speed purposes, I have a handful of ratchet wrenches that could at least help speed up some of the process on the caliper sliding pins. An inspection mirror of some kind might be beneficial. Small little picks would be beneficial. A couple of these thin tappet style wrenches. These are Husky, a 17, 14, 13, 15, because sometimes on those caliper slide pins, they have a secondary nut almost on the back side, and you'll find that you'll need a 17 and sometimes a 14. Lug nut breakaway sockets, so I got a 22, which fits pretty much all the 7/8 stuff, so that'll work. 17. And a 1921 flip style socket from Matco with one of the extensions out of this mechanic set that I've got. A drive belt tool, because some drive belts you don't need to pull a wheel off, and even if I did, we have that ability, but you know what I'm saying, if I can do it from up top, extremely beneficial to have something like that. Hammers and stuff for the rotors, and even the little caps for the wheel bearings. So if they have like little cover caps, dust cover caps, you use that punch and hammer set to pop the covers off. We'll then need some kind of seal puller, and I got a couple of different styles here that I think would be beneficial if I was having to change out seals. I can pack bearings by hand with the grease, so I don't need the plunger style thing for that. It's nice to have, but not needed. And then assortment of pliers, some screwdrivers, picks. You guys have seen a lot of this stuff, but I'll go through a handful of it. A scraping tool and a hose pick. So let's say I have to do radiator hose, I can pressurize the system afterwards, make sure it's holding coolant pressure. If I have to take anything apart that requires any kind of scraping, a scraping tool would be helpful. If a hose is stubborn, obviously a heavier duty pick would be beneficial. Pinch off pliers for any fluids that I don't really want to have leak out onto the ground. If it's a small hose that ruptured and I just need to replace it with some bulk stuff, I think these hose flush cut pliers would be beneficial. Little tiny skid plate or wind plate shield clips to take those off with, I think those would be beneficial. Someone really wanted me to do an oil change in their driveway or parking lot. Obviously a couple of different styles of oil filter removal pliers would be beneficial. So decided I'd set those to the side. And for just about everything else, I think these are all the pliers that I would really need or want. If I ever had to do shoes on the rear drums, I think some needle nose vice grips would be beneficial. Again, if I have to take hoses off, these are just kind of beneficial for everything. Hoses, all kinds of stuff. I mean, they're just awesome to have. Again, if someone needs battery maintenance or something like that, change a cable out. The crimper, stripper, wire, butt connector deals, a pair of nice dikes, pulling cotter pins, things like that. Probably not going to be doing a lot of steering and suspension stuff on the ground, maybe some shocks and stuff. Small wire repair because we get a lot of rodent damage up here. A pair of slip joints would be fine. These are all Icon stuffs that I'm showing you. Some tongue and grooves, those will work out. I like these flat bill pliers. These work out great for some of those small 3-piece pinch style hose clamps. Like I said, I do love having these. These would be beneficial for things, so I'd throw those in the mix. You guys know how much I love these things, so I'm going to throw that in the mix. Some long reach needle nose. These are the Icon ones. They're going to be freaking handy. You know, I like these for radiator hose clamps and compression clamps. Obviously, a flashlight would be beneficial as well. Some kind of screwdriver set, which I got pretty much covered all right here. And then a little pick set, which I have covered right here. So I think for the most part, like I said, aside from having more leverage on a ratchet or maybe some locking flexibility, I think I'm pretty well covered. I do still have this snap-on ratchet, which does offer a little bit more leverage than the Gear Wrench 3/8 drive 84 tooth ratchet that came in the kit, plus some different angles and stuff, right? So I'm gonna put that in the bad boy mix. The same thing kind of goes with the Gear Wrench 1/4 inch ratchet versus the Tekton ratchet, which has some more, again, leverage and flexibility. So we're gonna toss that into the mix. I find that a lot of things that I can repair under the hood can be done with those two styles of ratchets. I really haven't found too many things that I needed a 1/2 inch for until we got down to some big dog stuff like cylinder head bolts and turning the crank over and things like that. Again, for small hose things, I think these separator pliers are going to be beneficial to have in our arsenal as well. I do like the ability of having an extension with a little universal that's built into it. This is a Cornwall one I've had for years. Toss that into the mix. At least one pry bar, and I think about this length would be just fine. I have an entire pry bar set though, but just on the fly, I think that one style pry bar would work out just fine for us. And then also I'm going to toss into the mix these 1/4 inch Torx bits, which I'm going to try to see if I can just fit nicely in here. Do they fit? Yeah, they do. In the mechanics tool set. So that being said, if I was to do mobile work, I think a lot of these things would be very beneficial to have in the trunk of the car on the fly or ready to go. And last but not least, the 3/8 drive metric universal style of sockets. So that's my thought process on the mobile mechanic tool stuff that I think I would need to do some simple repairs and stuff. A lot of people do go to O'Reilly's, AutoZone, Napa, looking for mechanics. I would say more so up here at the O'Reilly store. Pretty common to see a lot of people asking if they know a good mechanic or know someone that can do mobile work or something like that. So it's a thought process. It's a thought. I'm thinking about it. It hasn't been for certain yet, but I'm thinking about tossing some of this stuff in the trunk and maybe making that happen. I know that for about 20 or 30 bucks, I could probably get some business cards up and going, drop a handful off at some of these auto parts supply stores, maybe go to them. The heat is going to be the biggest thing. I'm definitely going to need to make sure I've got plenty of water. We get up into the 3 digits here into the desert, so definitely going to need to do something about the heat. But this is the stuff that I've been thinking about. You guys really kind of got me on a roll here lately with the video content, and I was thinking, okay. I haven't done mobile mechanic work since I was in community college. I remember there being a couple of different jobs that we went to that I really was just displeased with the customers, because, I mean, they just kind of made our life heck. They called down to the community college, tried to stir up a bunch of drama. They saw us do the repair. You know, that was the worst part about it. And then they tried to say that we didn't, and it was just ridiculous. So for that, I'm saying it kind of steered me away from the idea of wanting to do mobile mechanic work for quite a while. Nowadays, yeah, I'm kind of thinking about it. I'm thinking about it. I don't know how much of it I'm actually going to do, but I'm definitely thinking about it. Things that I would probably end up getting: a torque wrench for sure. I want to get a 1/2-inch torque wrench, and I could probably use it as a breaker bar at that point as well. But I want to get at least a 1/2-inch torque wrench for sure. And I'd like a longer 3/8 ratchet. That would be beneficial. Some jack stands would be beneficial. That's pretty much it. As far as anything else, I mean, yeah, obviously if I had cordless, it would speed things up, but I don't. So we're not going to worry about that until you put a few bucks in the old Pockeruski. So what I was thinking though is maybe some of these jobs that I did take on, maybe they'll buy me some of the things that we need for the job, like jack stands and whatnot, maybe a better jack and so forth. So we'll just see how it goes, but you guys got me thinking about it. I'm letting you know, I'm starting to put things together. I'm thinking about clearing out the toolbox, cleaning it up, taking some pictures of it, possibly reposting it on Marketplace and see what happens nowadays. It's a tough sell, like I said. For the amount that I was looking for and hoping for out of it, it's a tough sell. Not a lot of people want to buy a used toolbox for even close to what I paid for it. So we'll see. I hope you guys are enjoying your Father's Day, as I know I am. It's been a nice, relaxing day. That's all I got for this video. Cheers to those of you who have your beers. We'll see you next time. Deuces. Well, here she is, guys and gals. This is my car. Well, it's my grandma's car. And if we do the mobile thing, this is what I'll be running out of. All right, so I might have added a few things to the mix. But the coolant pressure tester, the 3/8 swivel sockets, and the serpentine belt tool are over there. The mechanic set's there. Jack is there. Pry bars, picks, screwdrivers, hangers, caliper depressors, punch and chisel, those lug nut sockets, some quick disconnects, flashlight, scissors, test light, variety of pliers, the hammers. I even tossed the PWZs up in the mix. Decided to grab some wood chalk blocks, a wheel stud installer, a couple of oil filter tools. The Siliglide is the bomb. Some Klein tools, multimeter, and the SAE and metric ratchet wrenches from the Icon. But this is my mobile mechanic tool set. And we'll get into another discussion topic later about why I like the term mechanic over technician.